Locked and loaded.
At my age, what's left for me to do?
The Charmony Fest.
Hey!
Well,
Well, back.
oh, come on.
Well, you never know, right? Maybe on her world. Earth. Anyway, that's...
Unsettling.
Relax.
Well, looks like...
Greetings.
Hello. Do you think there...
I'm not present.
She doesn't... Back already?
Hasn't she
Nope. Neither the staff nor the guests seem to know anything about what's happening in the dreamscape, and...
I agree. I walked around the hotel.
Well, I'll be... not so...
Are you suggesting...
I wouldn't say they don't want to attract...
If I were a family...
Of course, we don't need to walk into their trap.
A secret sip?
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help.
I'm sorry.
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play.
Rooms available.
You're the...
Yes.
We're the Nameless from the Astro Express. We wanted... We've been waiting.
Is this...
It's called...
I apologize. Just...
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of festivities.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an...
Has done.
Oh,
If someone had
that's strange. Well, could it be that the memo keeper...
What should we do?
Oh, no.
Wow. What can I get?
Anything you recommend?
Then I would.
This flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly the finest sherry cask aged.
Dynamite barbecue with
As long as you're satisfied.
Let's give the memo keeper another half system hour. If she doesn't show up, we'll need to come up with a new plan. In the meantime,
The situation is unclear. It's unusual for the followers.
actually, as you know, the faction that followed, isn't there a saying among the Ciencio people that,
Talking.
well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, but that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all.
And you believe that someone like her...
I'm not entirely sure.
Anyway, unless the invitation...
Maybe it's she pay the harm. People do stupid things out of irrational impulses, but eons don't.
You think Shipe's will is...
It may not necessarily be. It's much.
But in my opinion...
Oh,
Exactly. It's more about...
I don't know what you've been through, but I agree that people must take response. That's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover the imposter. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the memo keeper doesn't.
You sure have a lot of
Well, going back to my old career. By the way, when you were walking,
What's your...
it's simple.
No need for that.
Wait. Are you kidding?
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel that as Donna's?
Huh? As Donna's White Oak. But Didn't you just say?
Ha ha.
Oh, I'll be waiting for you.
No mistake. That's her message to you.
Well, looks like we...
You're back? Two guests just...
Oh,
2 guests?
Yeah, or two. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral...
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the name...
You are the memo keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting.
finally.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name, I'm sure she knows it better than I do. Greetings.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me?
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family.
To be honest, it was more like...
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely, all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then...
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options.
This is the only way I can ensure. I kindly request an immediate warp jump at...
This passenger is request...
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and...
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Don Hung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they... As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise to return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me, raindrops are said so. How long has this...
I used to look like the god. Well, mortals, and for some,
Like,
sin-thirsters, they emerge. They were once my...
are you watching over them?
Watching over it was. The unwavering, as for me.
But you know these...
Does this, or some task,
I can help you.
for what?
For the meaning of the...
I see. Thank you, Strict.
Before we part ways, it is true that if...
A good question. What I do know, someone will...
When I appeared as I grew into adult.
I humbly request your blessings.
Come to me.
As you wish. I have faith out of her.
Do you sincerely? Have you examined? Are you willing to? Very well. Next. Rest assured. I see.
But the bloodhound...
The family is Next.
Hey! Lump.
I have sought.
Sure. That's it.
Do you?
My sit. You think nobody knew before you swell?
Oh, review. Who can vouch? Who can, if the strong, then...
Brother?
You've been working
It has always been, even if the negotiation...
You know,
The Dream Master.
let's...
Indeed.
It's about time.
Don't worry.
Dear, it's Mr. Sunday!
Come over here!
Looks like someone needs help. Let's go check it out.
Miss, if I just... But they told...
Selling everything you...
Why? It's better to be...
Is this...
Oh, see you around, Mr.
What's up?
This is the man we ran in, even though sweet...
I suppose you have a point.
Why do you...
You think that man is not actually... People believe they... However...
Are you...
Exactly. The survival of no tragedies...
Perhaps that...
Yes.
Glad to meet you again. You're too kind. I can't stand to be.
But if this one...
Every day, you...
But...
That's exactly only in this... And I wish you...
Seems like...
She had a valid...
What you're trying to...
Well...
However...
No. The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking.
Oh, Robin.
A philosophical...
Oh, not at all.
It's my pleasure.
And then? They have my physical body, true appearance.
So...
My world has been...
That old man's story.
That's precisely...
However...
There will be a way.
Look what we have here. A lovely... brother.
Show yourself.
I've heard that is...
Barely.
Now that you've had...
What? You should be.
That was a person...
The Charmony. I don't care, Hanakoni.
Stop it.
Our paradise...
All right. Do you really believe... Well, I've done my... Here. And it'll be...
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon. Let's wait here.
Okay. Seems like a...
Well...
But that someone... The paradise... Hanakoni is...
Remember the old man?
That might be... That path may... Is Hanakoni great?
Well, the future for... Do you remember how...
Yeah.
Well, shortly after you left...
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no... Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages.
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, that's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and
That's just... sophistry. If that were true...
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong. and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long—
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely...
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire— no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading?
Mr. Gopher would if I could become a court.
I see.
Don't you?
Of course I do.
Then, let's build a stage.
It's a...
Yeah, it's a...
Maybe.